Guess what's ready to bake? Okay, so while I was gone, the bread finished proofing. See that? It's all the way up to the top. He's really gassy, but this time I get to keep his bubbles because they're gonna look great frozen in dough, right? Because that's really what we're doing. We're taking this live ball of dough and we're putting it in the oven. We're freezing him because we're baking him, so once he gets he's gonna stay that way. So frozen in dough, get it? Sorry. Okay. Garnish time. Dimple, dimple, dimple. So this is what is holding all of the oil in the dough. Okay. Now, technically I'm not supposed to bake it right after I dimple it, but it's been sitting for so long. And I didn't really agitate him when I dimpled him. I mean, he didn't really deflate. I mean, I guess we could give him like an extra 10 minutes or so. In fact, I'm gonna do that. I feel badly. I want to follow all the rules. And this is just my jar of rosemary because I don't want to go out to my garden. Making sure that there's going to be some in every bite. Okay, looks evenly covered. And we take some delicious parmesan, not out of the jar. This was shredded by somebody else. Normally, I would shred that myself, but this was on sale. This bag was like $2, so heck yeah, I'm gonna get that. Those blocks at Costco, sorry, those blocks elsewhere you could get for like $15 to $20. But this is like already shredded. Stay there. All right, so now, you know what, I feel badly. So he is gonna sit for 10 minutes before I put him in the oven, and I will show you after I bring him out of the oven. But the oven right now is at 400 degrees, and he's gonna bake for 15 to 20 minutes in the middle of the oven. Back in school, we had a deck oven, which was basically like what I have here with that big stone, you know, the 18 by 18 by 1 inch stone, 1 inch or 2 inch. Anyway, that's supposed to mimic a deck oven as much as I can. And you can put it on the bottom and that's fine, or you can put them in the middle and that's fine too. So I'm gonna put them in the middle. It just depends on what you like and how done you like the bottom, because I mean the lower you put it, that's where it's gonna cook. So if you want it crispier on the bottom, and then cook it on the bottom, but if you want it like an all-around evenness of baking, put it in the middle. So there you have it. That's my focaccia. And then when we bring it out of the oven, he's gonna get a drizzle of oil, some special salt. Mwah. Okay, so while I was gone this time, I cleaned up my floors, I vacuumed, tried to clean up the kitchen a little bit. I mean, I fill all my time with anything I possibly can while I'm waiting for bread to either rise or bake. So I put the focaccia in the oven, and it's been in there. It was in there for its original 15 minutes, and I checked on it. It was very pale. So I set the timer for another 5 minutes, finished my vacuuming, didn't hear the timer go off. But and to protect my counter, I'm going to lay a towel down. This is why I love to make homemade bread. Baby. But we're not done. We're gonna take our olive oil, extra virgin, of course. It's not her fault. We're gonna come up around the edges, especially. just because we've had some dry weather too. So that was our extra virgin olive oil. This is maldon salt flakes. They're like very thick flakes. They crunch in your mouth very hard, but they're not like an overwhelmingly salty flavor. They just add a super enhancement. I mean, people use this for salted caramel as a garnish. But I love putting this on my focaccia bread just because I want bursts of flavor everywhere. And yes, I did salt the bread, but that's inside the bread, and you can't have flat bread ever. So a little extra maldon salt will bring this up like 5 notches from where it originally was. But that rosemary and that parmesan, I could smell it as I was house cleaning. And it just like, it was calling to me. And I'm pretty sure everyone in the neighborhood can smell it too. But in a few minutes, we'll cut into it. We don't want to cut into it right now. You never, ever, ever want to cut into warm or hot bread, no matter how badly you want to. Sometimes I do break the rules, but that's, you know, I give it half an hour at least. But as soon as you cut into it, all those molecules in that bread that have gone from wet to dry to baked off, they're still trying to settle down. They're still trying to form into a solid. And if you mess with that, it's gonna stop its process. And those wets that are trying to turn into dries are gonna turn right back into wets, and that's why it gets all gummy. And it's not good bread. You know, as much as you smell it and really want that flavor in your mouth, if you cut into it too soon, it's gonna ruin it. And you don't wanna do that, especially with this bread, because I started it last night. And so for it to have such a long process from start to finish, from sponge to bake, you really don't want to sacrifice anything, even if it is to want to cut into it too soon. So that is your lesson on focaccia bread. And I hope that you try it soon. And if you do, let me know so that I can share in your joy. So enjoy.